His attorney bent close and murmured just 5 words. Only 5. And Vincent's expression, that arrogant, pleased with himself look I'd faced every morning over coffee for 15 years, turned ghostly pale. His fingers began to quiver. The documents he'd been so anxious to put his name on fluttered wildly, like branches caught in a gale. As for me, after 3 long years, I finally allowed myself a genuine smile. But I'm jumping forward. Let me go back to the start so you can see exactly how things unfolded. How a lady whom everybody believed had broken down actually orchestrated the most drawn-out, disciplined plan of her entire existence. My name is Sophia Grant. I'm 34 now, and 3 months earlier I was still wed to Marcus Hale. 15 years together. That's more time than plenty of celebrity couples manage, outlasts several tiny nations, and certainly stretched far beyond what my tolerance should have endured. Yet I'm a determined person. That trait comes straight from my grandmother. I first encountered Marcus at 17. I finished high school ahead of schedule, not due to brilliance, but because I was sensible, driven, and desperate to escape my family home. I landed a position at Lawson & Grant Attorneys as an entry-level records clerk. Low pay, endless paper cuts, yet it belonged to me. Within a year, I advanced to paralegal. I excelled at precision, figures, discretion, and staying alert. Marcus was 24 during that client mixer where we crossed paths. Charismatic, hungry for success, brimming with visions of creating a property development dynasty. He spoke of tomorrow as though it already belonged to him, as if triumph was simply waiting for his arrival. He declared he would construct something extraordinary. I offered to organize the forms. Love at first sight, obviously. We tied the knot when I turned 19. Our son Ethan arrived the following year. I continued at the firm on a part-time basis while nurturing our child, steadily growing my retirement savings, setting aside whatever I could. My grandmother insisted every woman must maintain her independent finances, not concealed funds, she'd emphasize, simply personal resources no one else could claim. When I reached 23, Marcus's venture finally gained momentum. He urged me to resign from the firm and join him completely. He required somebody reliable to oversee finances, manage customer relations, liaise with builders, someone utterly dependable. So I transformed into his unpaid all-in-one. Accountant, administrator, customer coordinator, showroom stylist, promotion specialist, gathering organizer. I handled it alongside parenting Ethan, running our household, and somehow ensuring meals appeared and life felt mostly stable. My formal role read spouse. My real role covered virtually everything imaginable. Across 11 years, I invested my whole being into realizing Marcus's vision, yet he received the praise, the plaques, the applause. During every professional function, I remained Marcus's wife. At each triumph, he acknowledged his staff, his guides, his foresight, yet somehow always overlooked mentioning me. Gradually, the dynamic changed. He began deciding matters solo, worked later and later with increasing frequency, picked apart minor details. The outfits I chose, the dinners I prepared, my apparent absence of drive. I managed his complete administrative backbone without compensation while raising our boy and structuring his existence, but apparently I lacked ambition. Then 3 months back, he delivered the blow. He returned home one Tuesday night. I was preparing supper, his preferred dish, naturally, because I seem addicted to unrecognized labor. He positioned me at the dining table with an expression that was clinical rather than remorseful. "I'm filing for divorce," he announced. "And I want the residence, the vehicles, the enterprise, everything. You can have Ethan." He stated it as though selecting from a catalog. "I'll take the holdings. No child, please, have Ethan." As though our 15-year-old boy was surplus food. As though he represented an annoyance kindly permitted to remain in my care. I simply gazed at him. 15 years of partnership concluded right there, over condiments and tableware, as though I ranked among disposable goods. What escaped me then, what emerged much later, was that Marcus had orchestrated this departure for months. He already retained counsel, Reginald Baxter, costly and seasoned. He'd constructed his escape route while I organized weekly menus and booked his checkups. A man I'd entrusted completely had caught me entirely off guard. The following morning, his mother appeared, Evelyn Hale, who'd regarded me as staff for a decade and a half, arriving impeccably groomed with her rehearsed compassionate expression. She touched my arm and advised that I ought to have worked harder at pleasing him. Men require certain things, sweetheart, she explained, as though lecturing someone dim-witted. Evelyn's marital wisdom always struck me as ironic, given her spouse spent his entire week escaping her company on fairways. Yet clearly I bore the blame. Those initial 7 days blurred together. Marcus relocated me to the spare bedroom. Paperwork appeared, offers surfaced, schedules locked in. The pace felt overwhelming, I seemed to be sinking. To outsiders I appeared shattered, a spouse discarded after 15 years of dedication, a casualty blind to the signs, but the reality was different. What Marcus remained unaware of, what no one suspected, was my discovery 3 years prior, a revelation concealed within his private ledgers, a truth he believed safely buried. And since then I'd prepared silently, methodically. If you're following along and liking the tale so far, please tap subscribe and drop a comment sharing your location and current time. I personally read them all, thank you, returning to the chaos. Within days of his declaration, Marcus seized full authority. The spare room turned into my indefinite quarters inside our former shared residence. My wardrobe downsized from expansive to 2 modest corners he kindly permitted. The signal rang loud and clear. This place no longer belonged to me. 2 weeks later, he began introducing her. Chloe Bennett, 27, employed at his firm, naturally. She possessed that flawless social media aesthetic. Golden streaks in her hair, manicured hands, athletic wear pricier than my grocery budget. She entered my cooking space as though it were hers. Used my heirloom apron, my grandmother's, while blending drinks in my appliance. Her age fell short of my union's duration, younger than my go-to purse, yet her blends impressed, so credit where due. Marcus displayed her proudly like an achievement award. They lounged on my sofa, viewed my screen, dined from my dishes. He draped an arm around her directly before me, treating me like decor. As though I'd already vanished, the degradation intensified steadily. First, he terminated my individual charge card. We should divide our money, he declared, sounding almost fair. Then the shared one vanished too. Next, he proposed I locate alternative lodging during the transition. My personal residence, yet eviction loomed. Evelyn arrived to assist my departure. By assist, I mean she inspected my possessions and determined my entitlements. Worn garments, acceptable, childhood pictures, a selection, my grandmother's cookbook collection. She paused there, tempted to appropriate it. Prohibited items included, every piece of jewelry Marcus gifted across 15 years. Furniture selections I'd chosen, valuables of any sort. Marital possessions, Evelyn clarified, Marcus deserved them. She loaded my possessions into refuse sacks, not cartons, trash bags, as though I qualified as refuse. Throughout, I clung to one supposed ally, Rachel Monroe. High school friends for 2 decades. Through romances, heartbreaks, parenthood, all of it, she received my initial call post-announcement. She offered unwavering support, constant check-ins, inquiries about my state, eager ears. She arrived bearing bottles and permitted tears on her sleeve. She insisted I merited superior treatment. She claimed Marcus erred gravely, yet inconsistencies surfaced, minor initially. Marcus anticipated my intentions prematurely. When I confided in Rachel about contesting the residence, Ethan returned reporting Dad said resistance was futile. When I mentioned scouting rentals in a particular district, Marcus referenced that very zone as unaffordable for me. Realization dawned. Retrospect revealed clues I'd overlooked. Rachel brightened noticeably whenever Marcus entered. Her praise for him crossed subtle lines. Her laughter at his humor rang excessively enthusiastic. She inquired about him foremost in conversations. How's Marcus? How's work progressing? Is Marcus content? She'd nurtured feelings for my spouse across 15 years. And Marcus, collector of admirers like others gather coins, exploited it masterfully. He made her feel unique, valuable, distinct from the rest, likely hinted at future union post-separation. Enough encouragement to secure allegiance. My closest confidant became his informant. 2 decades of loyalty bartered for flirtation and hollow assurances. At minimum demand better compensation, Rachel. Yet the deepest pain stemmed neither from Marcus nor Evelyn nor even Rachel. The sharpest cut came from Ethan. Our boy witnessed it all. The new companion, grandmother stuffing belongings into sacks, father regarding mother as worthless. Marcus fed him steady toxins. Your mother complicates matters. I simply seek harmony for everybody. She prolongs the ordeal. I strive for equity, yet she resists. Ethan withdrew gradually, not furious precisely, merely remote, uncertain, unsure whom to trust. His father proved remarkably persuasive. I risked losing the residence, finances, all I'd constructed over 15 years, but observing my child view me as the villain that pierced deepest, that injury truly bled, I retained counsel. Elena Vargas, endorsed by my former office. 52, keen-minded, zero patience for foolishness. She assessed my position and outlined the campaign. You contributed substantially to this venture, she stated. You deserve equal division. Residence, firm, balances, we contest. I regarded her steadily. Suppose fighting holds no appeal. Elena gazed as though I'd switched tongues, as though I'd proposed sending Marcus gratitude and a gift hamper. She assumed defeat had crushed me. Despondent, too defeated to resist. She lacked the full picture. I relocated with Ethan to a modest unit. 2 bedrooms, single bath, cooking area barely larger than my previous storage. Numerous cartons refused to fit. They towered in Ethan's corner, a silent tribute to our descent. Meanwhile, Marcus shared images alongside Chloe. Fresh start, renewed spirit. Grateful, he captioned. Evelyn replied below, thrilled for you, darling. Joy suits you. My sibling phoned outraged. Secure aggressive representation. Claim every cent. Everybody offered guidance. Everybody presumed understanding of my path. Everybody viewed a surrendered woman, unwilling to battle, permitting domination. Everybody misjudged. Being undervalued carries advantage. Observers relax vigilance. They cease caution. Secrets slip unguarded, precisely when crucial revelations surface. 3 years, that's the duration I'd safeguarded this knowledge. 3 years I'd grasped the reality behind Marcus Hale's dazzling, seemingly prosperous, utterly fraudulent kingdom. It began one ordinary Tuesday evening 3 years pre-separation. Marcus labored late once more. Late hours had become routine, though their true nature stayed hidden then. While balancing ledgers, performing the tedious labor sustaining his operation, I noticed irregularities. Funds routed to unfamiliar destinations, multiple instances, a recurring sequence. Capital departing our holdings toward unknown realms. I probed further, remained awake until dawn tracing paths. Discoveries chilled me thoroughly. Marcus had secured advances against virtually all possessions. Our admired residence carried triple encumbrances. Initial mortgage $400,000, secondary $350,004 years earlier. Tertiary another $350,002 years prior. Combined liability $1.1 million. Property valuation $850,000. Underwater $250,000 on a dwelling I believed fully ours. The enterprise fared worse. Credit facilities exhausted at $200,000. Outstanding taxes $85,000. Supplier arrears $120,000. Machinery financing $75,000. The firm Marcus boasted about constantly. The supposedly flourishing operation. Submerged beneath almost $500,000 liability. Even automobiles proved illusory. All leased, hefty end payments pending. Ownership non-existent. Merely costly recurring commitments. Alone in the kitchen at 3 a.m. amid stacks of records, I calculated. Aggregate obligations roughly $1.9 million. Genuine holdings perhaps $1.6 million. Deficit around $300,000, possibly higher. Yet where vanished the proceeds? Investigation continued. Subsequent weeks mapped every movement possible, unveiling devastation. Virtual currency speculations, $180,000 vanished. Wagering losses $75,000, disappeared. Undisclosed rental unit, leased for an unknown female. $60,000 covering tenancy and decor. Extravagant personal outlays never reaching home. Timepieces, tailoring, vacations excluding me. Additional $85,000, my spouse constructed no dynasty. Merely fragile scaffolding of borrowed materials already ablaze. We projected wealth similarly to how a display figure simulates vitality, persuasive afar, vacant close-up. Initial impulse urged confrontation, shouting, weeping, explanations demanded. Yet I understood Marcus thoroughly, observed his tactics long enough. Direct accusation invited distortion. Excuses, gaslighting, probable reversal placing fault upon me. Worse, awareness might prompt seizure of my independent resources too. Recall, I always retained personal reserves per grandmother's counsel. Independent finances essential. My employment-based retirement plan, transferred upon departure untouched since. Grown to roughly $180,000, earned independently, legally distinct. Additionally, grandmother's bequest upon her passing at my age 28, $340,000. Her directive explicit, this belongs solely to Sophia. Maintained separately 6 years, never blended with joint funds, never tapped domestically. Grandmother preserved her private reserve 50 years. Not hidden, merely personal, wisest individual I knew. Roughly $520,000 remained entirely, lawfully mine alone. Confrontation avoided. Protection prioritized. Collaborated with my aunt, former bookkeeper, establishing non-revocable trust benefiting Ethan. Retirement and legacy funds transferred therein. Neither my name nor Marcus's appeared as recipient. Designated exclusively for Ethan's prospects. Education, housing, contingencies, shielded completely. Documentation assembled meticulously. Each encumbrance record, concealed ledger, questionable entry, duplicates stored at siblings' residence, safe deposit duplicates secured, encrypted backups created, then patience. I recognized Marcus would depart someday. Individuals like him invariably do. Boredom strikes, younger options appear, entitlement swells, readiness sufficed. 3 years anticipating. 3 years observing deeper excavation. 3 years maintaining composure at gatherings, while aware our existence rested upon shifting sands. Mastery of endurance developed, expertise in feigning ignorance perfected. When Marcus finally demanded dissolution and claimed residence, vehicles, enterprise, everything, I nearly chuckled aloud. He sought no treasures, merely obligations, unaware still. Presently facing Alina Vargas, I positioned 3 folders upon her workspace, 3 years proof. Each encumbrance, financing record, concealed entry. She examined silently nearly 60 minutes. Upon looking upward, her demeanor shifted entirely. You possessed this awareness 3 years. I anticipated his exit, certain it would arrive, demanding all meant inheriting every burden. He fails grasping that reality yet. Alina reclined. Compassion vanished from her gaze, worry dissolved. Replaced by evident admiration. Thus relinquishing holdings leaves you unencumbered. He inherits encumbrances, enterprise obligations, leasing commitments, sole accountability his. Your legacy pension savings, distinct assets, unmixed, legally secure, held trust protected for my boy. Alina paused lengthy, then offered slow, formidable grin. Ms. Grant, she declared, I owe you regret. Believed surrender occurred. I returned the expression, universal assumption, precisely the objective. Alina transitioned from viewing me as fragile creature to regarding me as strategic virtuoso. I favor virtuoso label. Superior attire too. Mechanism already constructed. Figures authenticated. Records ironclad. Sole requirement now, permit Marcus belief in triumph. Nobody performs dignified concession superior to woman rehearsing 15 years. Following 90 days constituted acting seminar supreme. I embodied universal expectation. Shattered, overcome, scarcely enduring. Attended sessions displaying reddened eyes, unsteady grasp. Spoke gently, falteringly, projecting eroded certainty. Requests minimal enough mediator discomfort surfaced. Merely sufficient fresh beginning, I stated second session. Avoid difficulty. Recognize enterprise constitutes his passion. Acknowledge residence holds profound significance. Refuse further familial fracture. Sought $50,000 liquid. Personal effects. Joint guardianship Ethan. Nothing additional. Marcus consented swiftly. Likely anticipated vigorous contention for equal share. Standard counsel strategy. Instead requested scraps. Regarded me across table displaying near sorrow. Resembled mercy-killing wounded creature. Merited cinematic award for portrayal, perhaps prestigious honor. Delivered performance lifetime, sole spectator deceitful, unfaithful, impending insolvent former spouse. Weakly arrogance swelled. Caution abandoned. Pretense reasonableness ceased. Proclaimed widely, I offered minimal resistance. Simply capitulated, informed leisure companions. Presented equitable resolution, accepted silently. Evelyn surpassed. Boasted among reading circle, worship assembly, social venues. Marcus retains complete holdings. That female received nothing. Always recognized insufficient strength for my boy. Victory celebration, Marcus acquired costly timepiece. $15,000, confirmed via enterprise statement. Continued personal charges against company funds. Continued deepening excavation. Displayed accessory next session ensuring visibility. Escorted Chloe upscale dining establishment commemorating prior milestone. Shared images publicly. Existence improves alongside proper companion captioned. Proper companion. Signified unaware of liabilities. Presently. Concurrently Chloe commenced residence renovation. Fresh seating arrangements lounge. Updated decorations walls. Repainted cooking space. Neutral tone. I devoted 3 weeks perfecting soft herbal hue. 3-week swatches, illumination trials, near madness achieving ideal tint. Overpainted neutral industrial shade. Effortlessly, neutral, mirroring temperament. Mirroring prospects alongside Marcus post-discovery insolvency. Appropriately symbolic. Rachel persisted telephoning, probing disguised concern. I match performance flawlessly. How do you endure? Dripping artificial worry. Merely desire conclusion. Voice wavered deliberately. Energy depleted. Combat impossible. Shortly Marcus informed. Relaxation visible. Defenses lowered further. Rachel presumed manipulation. Actually functioned delivery service. Inexpensive variety. Amid adult maneuvering, Ethan observed keenly. My intelligent, perceptive, remarkable boy detected inconsistencies. Noticed father's extravagant accessory, yet heard excuses denying educational excursion funding. Observed Chloe's accumulating purchases entrance, yet listened complaints financial strain. Perceived mismatch, projected opulence versus repeated justifications. One evening Ethan entered modest unit, seated beside worn table. Regarded me gravely, eyes echoing father's yet retaining lost quality, sincerity. Mom softly inquired, does dad truly possess wealth? I studied him lengthy. Your assessment? Silence, reflection, suspect irregularity, suspect performance. Extended hand clasped gently. Believe me, patience little longer. 15-year-old discerned anomaly preceding attorneys, certified professional. Perhaps invoice future education consulting services. Meanwhile, Alina crafted legal approach precision instrument. Core dissolution contract explicitly surrendered marital claims. Residence, venture, transport, all transferred Marcus. Counterpart modest monetary resolution departure. Accompanying supplement, exhaustive responsibility acknowledgement declaration. Every obligation, encumbrance, financing, duty-linked claimed possessions. Signature accepting holdings legally assumed corresponding burdens. Encumbrances solely his. Enterprise liabilities fully transferred. Transport commitments exclusively his concern. Explicitly documented, lawful, appropriate, catastrophic. Legal instruments resemble verse, Alina remarked. Tedious, costly verse capable life destruction, preferred genre. 14 days preceding conclusive proceeding, Reginald Baxter contacted Alina concerned. Client accepts substantial holdings, Reginald stated cautiously. Request comprehensive fiscal examination pre-conclusion verification. Alina maintained composure. Certainly furnish required materials, yet Reginald presented request Marcus promptly rejected. No examinations, Marcus instructed. Constructed enterprise personally. Comprehend precise valuation. Refuse expenditure accountant reiterating known facts. Reginald resisted. Strongly urge confirmation holdings pre-signature. Significant matter. Marcus interrupted. Chloe desires swift conclusion. I desire swift conclusion. Further postponement unacceptable. Reginald practiced law exceeding 3 decades. Recognized impending client error. Understood inability compelling acceptance counsel. Offered refusal document acknowledging Reginald advised independent assessment. Marcus declined contrary recommendation. Marcus endorsed unread, consistent pattern. Never discount impatient partner's influence prompting oversight details. Chloe proved invaluable legally speaking. Evening preceding session, Marcus messaged gratitude, avoiding unpleasantness. Stared lengthy. 15 years union, 15 years enterprise construction, child-rearing existence management. Thanked, merely avoiding complication while discarding me. Replied, desiring Ethan's welfare exclusively. Ethan's welfare? Protected future fund, secured prospects, father impending costly education. Elena telephoned evening prior. Thursday 9 morning, concluding session, Judge Margaret Ellis, prepared. Surveyed modest surroundings, pre-owned furnishings, lingering cartons, petite cooking space, soft herbal hue evoking optimism. Readiness spanned 3 years, felt youthful holiday anticipation. Holiday involving tribunal financial reckoning. Thursday 9, Marcus anticipated courtroom claiming reward. Oblivious impending obligation, deluge self-signed, requested formally witnessed. Reached conclusion, satisfaction imminent. Tap approval, readiness, Marcus receiving deserved outcome. Unsubscribed, delay unnecessary, additional narratives await, believe me, conclude now. Thursday, May 12th, 9 morning, Chamber 3C morning details vivid. Sunlight streaming, elevated panes, aged timber polish aroma, hushed attorney paperwork rustle. Location 15-year union formally terminated, 3-year restraint rewarded. Marcus entered initially. Best attire, midnight tailoring, I assisted selecting prior engagement 3 years earlier. Fresh accessory gleamed, greeting Reginald. Appeared assured, composed, resembling advantageous transaction closer. Chloe waited corridor, courtroom barred yet present encouragement. Glimpsed perfection cosmetics, luxury accessory, device scrolling routine appointment appearance. Evelyn occupied spectator seating. Attired occasion, likely planning post-proceeding festive meal. Offered small victorious smile upon entry. Arrived shortly afterward. Plain indigo attire, absent adornments, restrained hairstyle. Projected weariness, capitulation, depleted combat spirit. Ideal. Resembled individual, abandoned existence aesthetics concurrently. Convincing performance, perhaps instruct dramatic arts. Judge Margaret Ellis arrived, assembly rose. Mid-60s, platinum locks, spectacles, resting nose, 30 years domestic tribunal experience. Witnessed every tactic, deception, falsehood, separating pairs offered. Surprises exhausted. Brief file examination, upward gaze. Hale versus Hale. Concluding termination proceeding. Parties achieved resolution. Reginald rose initially. Affirmative, Your Honor. Client Marcus Hale accepts complete marital holdings including domicile, property, enterprise, related transport. Counterpart Mrs. Grant accepts $50,000 monetary resolution. Elena stood adjacent. Accurate, Your Honor. Client waives holdings claims, accepts outlined conditions. Judge Ellis focused upon me. Studied expression momentarily, seeking coercion evidence presumably. Evidence pressured disadvantageous arrangement. Mrs. Grant, confirmation required comprehending today's commitment. Surrendering substantial holdings claim, family domicile, enterprise assisted constructing. Certain desiring outcome, voice maintained gentle minor tremor. Affirmative, Your Honor, comprehend fully. Entering voluntarily, absent pressure. Negative, Your Honor, downward glance, hands upward return. Merely desire husband possessing requested entirety. Desire conclusion. Judge examined additional lengthy interval. Internal deliberation visible. Pursue rigorously, postpone, safeguard apparent disastrous choice. Represented legally. Responses lucid. Mature autonomous decision. Acceptable, concluded finally. Proceed. Clerk circulated concluding instruments, extensive legal terminology, signatures demanded frequently. Marcus endorsed eagerly, minimal scrutiny. Desired completion. Eager resuming renewed existence, companion renewed liberty. I endorsed deliberately measured strokes. Savoring awaited culmination 3 years. Across chamber Marcus glanced, Evelyn smiled, approving nod returned. Corridor device vibrated, likely Chloe moral boost. Device consultation courtroom own dissolution proceeding. Characteristic individual. Reginald performed diligent counsel duty, final comprehensive package review. Primary contracts endorsed. Holdings inventory endorsed. Resolution conditions endorsed. Reached supplement. Responsibility acknowledgement declaration. Observed features shifting. Confusion surfaced. Page reversal forward seeking misreading. Absent. Reginald paled, leaned discreetly Marcus. Sir whisper, discussion required. Marcus dismissed, victory basking. Later, nearly concluded. Sir urgency increased. Assuming entire obligation. Marcus pivoted. Pardon? Responsibility supplement. Reginald whispered. Documents indicated. Encumbrances, enterprise claims, explicit here. Personal accountability entirety. Marcus first genuinely examined endorsed material. Observed scanning figures. Observed complexion draining. Residence $1.1 million liability. Valuation $850,000. Enterprise $480,000 aggregate obligations. Transport $115,000 leasing commitments. Supplementary personal $200,000. Combined approximately $1.9 million. Claimed holdings net negative $300,000. Lottery absent, bill secured instead. Marcus rose suddenly, seat scraping audibly. Incorrect. Glanced me, judge, documents return, concealed deliberately, fraudulent. Judge Ellis sharply, Mr. Hale seated, figures fabricated, Marcus persisted, volume rising, documents altered. Mr. Hale, Judge Tone Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter. Seated, yet trembling persisted. Assured demeanor vanished, supplanted evident alarm. Judge Ellis examined materials, then Marcus. Mr. Hale, reviewing attached responsibility declaration agreement. Obligations correspond claimed holdings. Holdings titled your designation, enterprise, property, stared fixedly. Asserting court ignorance, personal finances, silence. Observing Marcus justify unawareness, self-created obligations resembled feline justifying shattered pottery. Captivating, wholly unpersuasive. Reginald cleared throat. Your Honor, note advising client independent fiscal examination pre-hearing. Declined. Documentation available. Presented refusal document, unread endorsement. Explicitly acknowledged Reginald recommended comprehensive review, Marcus refused. Judge Ellis brief examination. Thus Mr. Hale advised verification figures. Elected refusal. Waiver acknowledged decision. Regarded Marcus. Accurate. Marcus stared waiver resembling venomous creature bite. I failed. Thought. Your endorsement, Mr. Hale. Extended pause. Affirmative. Risk assumed voluntarily. Judge Ellis matter of fact. Investigation opportunity presented. Declined. Agreement upheld. Marcus pivoted me. Desperation fracturing composure. You possessed knowledge. Voice fractured. New complete situation. Met gaze steadily. Served enterprise administrator 11 years, Marcus. Knowledge encompassed everything. Features cycled rapidly. Bewilderment, fury, treachery, dread. Culminating awaited emotion, comprehension, self-inflicted ruin. Desire agreement retraction, Marcus addressed judge. Comprehension lacking signing, unjust. Judge Ellis negative headshake. Mr. Hale endorsed instruments court affirming understanding acceptance terms. Competent representation present. Additional examination declined. Spouse concealed nothing. Your obligations, encumbrances, commitments. Pause, agreement conclusive. Gavel descended. Mrs. Grant, settlement yours, Mr. Hale holdings accepted alongside corresponding responsibilities. Union dissolved. Rose, adjusted attire, retrieved accessory. Final glance, Marcus. Slumped seating, materials dispersed. Existence disintegrating surrounding. Requested everything excluding Ethan, stated quietly. Delivered precisely requested. Exited chamber without backward glance. Corridor, Marcus voice escalating, berating Reginald, demanding explanation occurrence, threatening legal action. Reginald composed replies. Advised examination. Documented written refusal. Through entryway glass observed Chloe expression altering listening, truly observing Marcus beyond presumed prosperous figure. Departed swiftly pre-elevator reach, rapid footfalls marble, N.O. Chinese letter, Chinese letter. Chloe departure surpassed marriage entry velocity. Consistency maintained, stepped April sunlight exterior, sky azure, atmosphere temperate. Rearward former spouse shouting attorney regarding equity, deception, fault absence. Forward diminished, uncomplicated existence, entirely personally owned. Downfall accelerated expectation. 14 days Chloe vacated residence, midnight packing, note declaring mismatch expectations. Neutral cooking space abandoned. 30 days Marcus attempted residence disposal. Owing exceeds value, purchasers absent, merely financial institutions contacting delinquencies, agents proposing compromise transactions. 60 days enterprise commenced defaulting. Suppliers initiated litigation. Credit access terminated. Venture Marcus devoted 15 years constructing. I supported 11, disintegrated rapidly. 90 days Marcus consulted insolvency specialists. Former Empire braggart now assessing creditor-protected remnants. Minimal protection. Evelyn's exemplary offspring telephoned kin requesting financial assistance, appearing relatives, residences, excuses prepared. Debt knowledge absent. Sophia concealed somehow, deceived. Documents narrated alternate truth. Encumbrances titled him. Financings his signature, wagering losses, virtual currency disappearance, concealed tenancy, his selections, his endorsements. Evelyn Holiday correspondence abbreviated that season. Marcus pursuing fresh prospects. Affirmative, debt reorganization opportunities. Parallel disputes resolved, poetically balanced symmetry. Rachel contacted weak post-hearing. Voice trembled, unaware severity, deeply regret Sophia never intended. Thought Marcus myself, responded absent, closure withheld. Certain connections irreparable. Certain bonds undeserving renewal. 2 decades history sacrificed flirtation, hollow assurances, man exploiting surroundings. Attempted additional 3 contacts. Ceased, presume awaiting Marcus attention still. Extended wait probable. Evelyn alternative tactic via Ethan. Inform mother unaware financial difficulties. Express regret treatment manner. Request discussion. Ethan regarded grandmother. Individual stuffing possessions refuse containers, labeling worthless, aligning father unquestioningly, and responded. Mother occupied constructing existence. Excuses lack availability. Evelyn sought absolution. I sought tranquility. Discern recipient desired outcome. Ethan, remarkable perceptive boy, comprehended entirety independently, absent explanation. Viewed tribunal records. Heard father justifications. Witnessed Chloe departure, Evelyn scrambling, complete illusion collapse. One evening approximately 30 days post-finalization, seated modest unit soft herbal cooking space, pre-owned furnishings, unpacked cartons finally. Awaited 3 years, stated softly. Knew throughout, merely exercised patience. Desired assurance protection, informed. Regardless parent dynamics, required certainty welfare. Trust reserve $520,000 secure untouchable. Silence momentary, then embraced genuinely. Embrace absent months from 15-year-old son, signifying comprehension, signifying pride. 15-year-old males rarely initiate maternal embraces voluntarily. Recognized achievement. $50,000 resolution funded establishment. Initial rental period, deposit, fundamental furnishings durable. Absent extravagance possessed stability. Trust reserve remained untouched. Ethan prospects education potential initial residence, security untouchable. Personally enrolled design curriculum local institution. Aspiration paused 23 assisting Marcus Empire construction. Finally pursued personal, commenced modestly. Initial genuine commission, 52-year-old female concluding 28-year union. Stood vacant, fresh unit appearing disoriented, inquired commencing a new method, considered momentarily. Single space gradually, single shade progressively, single day successively. Painted cooking area soft herbal, tears appeared viewing, contentment tears stated, shade fresh commencements. Approximately 90 days post-finalization Marcus appeared unit doorway, scarcely recognized. Weight diminished unhealthily. Shadows beneath eyes, attire disheveled, accessory absent. Resembled conflict survivor defeated. Doorway presence momentary sympathy nearly surfaced. Nearly, unaware severity stated hoarsely, errors committed, acknowledge presently. Never intended occurrence. Leaned frame observed truly. Individual loved nearly half existence. Individual discarded refuse-like. Individual now submerged self-made consequences. Conversation possible. Perhaps resolution achievable. I could. Uncertain perhaps. Sentence incomplete. Unable request genuine desire. Assistance. Mine post everything. Requested everything excluding Ethan. Stated evenly. Received precisely requested. Sophia implore, farewell Marcus, door secured, remained corridor 10 minutes. Confirmed via viewer observation consuming frozen dessert. Finest performance witnessed. 5-star rating. Repeat viewing recommended. Evening Ethan retired, seated compact living area viewing grandmother portrait shelf adjacent. Cookbook rested beside. Sole item Evelyn nearly claimed. Sole truly significant. Correct entirely, grandmother whispered. Maintain personal finances, recognize value, never permit diminishment. Unit silent, compact, vastly dissimilar 15-year residence, yet personally owned. Every hue, every furnishing, every choice. Mine, first occasion longer recall, liberation achieved, gratitude viewing, additional captivating narratives await screen. Select immediately, avoid missing finest segment, guaranteed enjoyment, next tale encounter.